What's up, party people, and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, we are talking about indie makeup that just hasn't been discovered yet. So I love to find new brands to talk about and really mix things up a little bit because I feel like we hear about the same brands constantly. But the brand I'm talking about is called SISTAR Beauty, and they actually reached out to me a few months ago and sent me a full face of makeup. And when I say a few months ago, I mean like 2017. I know I'm a horrible beauty guru. This is actually my second time filming this video. I started editing the video and I got about halfway through and I just was not happy with the way it was turning out. So I decided to just go ahead and scratch that one, just toss that aside. But what I'm gonna do is either insert clips from that video or insert new clips of me applying stuff after this one, which I haven't done it yet. I will say the one problem that I have is that I'm missing a product. I think I gave it to my mom or I gave it to a family member, not really sure, but I'll probably find it as soon as I get done filming this one. By the way, I did forget to mention that this brand is pretty affordable. It's pretty low price, so I feel like it's pretty good bang for your buck for the most part. So there were a couple of beefs that I had with this brand in the first video that I got pretty heated about, and it kind of affected the entire tone of the video. Now, I do want to say, if you're new to my channel and you don't know how to do things, I'm very honest, I'm very unbiased. I review things from a consumer standpoint, not as someone who gets sent stuff for free and does this all the time. I do this as if I were someone buying the products myself, because I don't feel like you can't let that get in the way. If someone sends you something, you can't let that get in the way. And when brands reach out to me, I expect that they know that they're going to get an honest, unbiased review, and it's constructive criticism. I'm not trying to be mean or negative or, you know, trying to bash their brand or anything. Like I said, I do these videos in hopes that I can get the name out there and I can help the brand grow. But in order to grow, you have to be able to improve and you have to be able to take constructive criticism. So as a consumer, the first couple of things I wanted to point out to the brand, and like I said, constructive criticism coming from a consumer, is number one, the website URL. So when you type in SISTAR Beauty, it comes up nothing. Like when you type it in Google, there are no results. So the website is sistarusa.com. Like it sounds like a car dealership or something. Like it's a really weird name. I feel like it should be sistarbeauty.com or Sistar Makeup or something like that, to where it's actually easy to find you. The second problem that I had is with the about section, like the Our Story section. I'm looking now and I don't see the exact same problem, so I think that they've improved it a little bit. But when I first did this video and I was reading the Our Story section, it was filled with run-on sentences, typos, just completely grammatically incorrect. And from a consumer, if I were to come across this and didn't know anything about this website and didn't know that this brand was legit, I would think this was like a Chinese makeup brand that was like a scam. Like I would think, oh my God, my credit card information is probably about to get stolen. So it says, we are one. Okay, no period, just want to point that out. A brand originated in the heart of the city of Chicago. This collection was created for all makeup lovers searching for high-end quality makeup at affordable prices. SISTAR is changing the makeup industry one face at a time by consistently providing high-quality professional products, while our makeup professionals continuously research all the latest trends. SISTAR Cosmetics is an essential brand that anyone from the beauty enthusiasts to makeup professionals can appreciate. Today, SISTAR is growing into a leader of the beauty industry, creating products that women all over the world love to wear. So, number one, the brand is called SISTAR Beauty to my knowledge, but they're also referring to it as SISTAR Cosmetics. It's very inconsistent. It's like they kind of can't make up their mind. Also, I feel like there's just not enough information. Like again, if I were coming to this website and didn't know anything about them, I'm not getting any information. Like they're originated in Chicago, but that's it. But let's go ahead and get started. So the first things I want to talk about are these eyeshadow singles. So these are $4.99. So here's what they look like. Very nice packaging. I will say that. Very nice packaging across the board. They look very high quality. So I got 4 different shades. So I got the shades. Okay, this is the one that I don't know how to pronounce, but it's ES011, and it looks like a Game of Thrones name. Dionysus. This one's like a deep warm tone bronzy shade, and this is a satin finish. They're all satin finishes. I don't really see any mattes, and I don't really see any super shimmery shades. Now, they do act like they're shimmery shades, but in my opinion, all of these are just a strict like satin finish. Next shade I have is Peachy Frost. So this one's a satin, kind of like a peachy bronze shade. This one, when you look up close, has like a silver sparkle flecks in it. Here's what that one looks like. It's very, very subtle. And then here is Mirage, and this is like a pinky lavender kind of taupey shade. This one's a lot more lightly pigmented than the other ones. None of these are super, super pigmented. And the last one I have is in the shade Daring Scarlet. So this is a satin, kind of rusty red shade. And this one can look really, really pretty with pretty much any eye color, but especially like blue or green eyes. Oh my God, it's so, so pretty. But these are not my favorite. Now, the formula does not feel cheap. They're not dry. They don't look chalky or like chunky on the eyes or anything. It's a very, very smooth formula, but these are just not my cup of tea. I like something that's more shimmery and that you can really build up. Now, if you wet your brush, you can get more pigmentation, obviously, and they are buildable, but it's just not the kind of finish that I like. If you like just a smooth satin look and you don't like anything too dramatic or too bold or like metallic looking, then you probably would like these. That's just a personal preference thing, but these just aren't wowing. Like, these just aren't miraculous or anything. So moving on to the product that I don't have anymore, which I'm gonna pop up right over here. This is the Pink Blossom Eyeshadow Palette. So this is $12.99. They have 2 different shades. This is just a pinky mauve purpley tone palette, and you can get a complete look with this. I do like the selection that they give, because I feel like if you're like, I've done a video about eyeshadow layering and how it's really not that useful, and how it really, you know, all the shadows they just don't show up when you layer them on top of each other. So I feel like the shade selection in this is pretty useful. I feel like there are different tones. Like, you got a lighter tone, a medium tone, and then a deeper tone. And I feel like that does cover pretty much all the bases, from your crease shades to your outer V shades. But the thing about this I don't like is the satins in here. The satin shades in this are just not very good in my opinion. They do seem a lot like the single eyeshadows. I feel like it is pretty much the same formula. I do think the mattes are better than the satins, but in my opinion, there are just way better palettes out there, and for $13, I feel like you can do better. Moving on to a mascara, this is the Dazzle Lash Long Lash Mascara. This is $7.99. So it says, dazzle the world with your extra long and defined lashes. Reach lashes from inner side to the outer edges seamlessly. The brush helps you to precisely coat and separate your lashes. So this is more for lengthening. But here's what the wand looks like. It kind of reminds me of the Benefit They're Real. It's got that little ball tip. This mascara does absolutely nothing for my lashes. It separates mostly, but it doesn't give a lot of volume. It doesn't thicken. It doesn't give a lot of length. It literally just separates your lashes, and that's only because it doesn't disperse enough. So that's pretty much all it could do. When you pull it out, it's super, super dry. There's barely any product on there. There's more product on the tip, like the little ball tip, than there is anywhere else. This is crap. Next product I have is the Ultimate Define Gel Eyeliner. So this is $5.99. This comes in 12 shades. It says long lasting, waterproof, super soft, and smudge free. It's amazing how this eyeliner glides on so smooth and creamy, then stays for the longest time without smudging. This is the worst eyeliner I think I've ever tried. Every time I've opened this, it's cracked off. Like, it's like as soon as it touches the air, it just automatically dries up and just crumbles away. So I did get more pigmentation out of this in that video that I did than I ever had before, but I think it's only because when I first opened it back up in that video, it was pretty much fresh because the top of it just completely fell off. So I'm going to show you how pigmented and creamy this is. Long lasting, waterproof, super soft. So I think this illustrates why I define this as crap. It's not a gel, it's not creamy, it's not soft, it tugs horribly, there is no pigmentation. It's the driest formula of eyeliner I've ever tried in my life. Now, I guess I will give them the benefit of the doubt and say this could be a bad batch. But no, I'm tired of making excuses for these companies who could do better. Just do better. Next up, I have a face primer. This is the Skin Smoothing Primer. This is $8.99. So this is just your typical clear, translucent, like silicone type primer. Not really anything special, just kind of looks like the Smashbox primer, but this one actually isn't too bad. I will say it's very, very thick though, so it's kind of hard to spread around your face. And I could see this being a problem for people with dry skin. I could see this kind of bunching up and kind of like peeling off. It does make your skin really smooth. It does provide a very nice base, and it just kind of evens everything out as far as like the texture of your skin goes. But I just feel like I have to use so much of this because a little bit does not go a long way where it is so thick. So this one isn't bad. It's definitely one of the better products, but it's not the best. So the next thing I have is the It's You Skin Perfecting Loose Setting Powder. This is $8.99. They have a translucent shade, which is what I have, and also a chocolate shade. I don't know if that's like a tinted translucent powder for more deeper skin tones, or if it's actually like a regular skin tone kind of powder that would just work for only one skin tone. But this is actually a pretty good setting powder. I mean, it's not too much different from other like HD type translucent white setting powders like this, but it's very, very soft. It's very, very finely milled, and I don't find that it actually shows up on my skin. So it does start off white. So if you don't blend it in well enough, it will show up white on your skin, or if you use too much, it probably would do the same thing. But very, very smooth. I do feel like it really gives me a nice like filtered airbrush kind of finish. So I do like this one. I feel like it really does make my skin look velvety. And I mean, I wouldn't say get on the website and buy just this. Like I don't think it's that special, but this is one of the better products from the brand. So the next thing I have is the It's You Skin Perfecting BB Cushion. This is $19.99. This is the most expensive product on there. I'm not really sure why, because there's no, from what I see, there's no like super special skincare ingredients in here. There's nothing really special about it. There's nothing I even see makes it a BB cushion. I can understand just calling it a cushion foundation, but I feel like that's just kind of hopping on the trend train because, you know, BB cushions are kind of a thing. I don't know, $20 just seems a little steep for what it is, but it says gives a full coverage while bringing natural dewy glow to your face. Good for retouches, tap and go, quick and easy application, blah, blah, blah. So this has a whopping 4 shades. So I got the shade Lots, and this actually is a perfect match for me. So the one thing I've noticed about this brand is that with their face products, they run very, very dark, which is good for deeper skin tones. But if you're any lighter than me, good luck. Can you not at least have like a fair, light, medium tan? Like, can you not have like the basics and like go up to like a super deep dark, but have like a super light shade and a super dark shade and then a few in between shades? Like, I don't understand that mentality. But this was one of those products that really threw me off in my first video. I used this for so long and it would do nothing for my skin. I couldn't get full coverage out of it. It was super, super sheer. It wasn't dewy. It wasn't glowy. Like, it did absolutely nothing for my skin. And then in the video, I started pressing down really, really hard with my sponge and really saturating my sponge with a lot of product to a point where the product in the cushion was actually like spewing out of the sides. And when I did that and I really saturated my sponge, I got full coverage out of it. So there is potential to get full coverage out of this, but if you just lightly tap your sponge in there and don't get a whole lot of product on there, like typically I feel like most of us just kind of like boop, like we don't really tap too hard into it, but you really have to press it in there. I wouldn't really say it's dewy or glowy. I would say it's more like a satin matte finish. It does go pretty matte, but I will say now, and I haven't used this in a while because it's so finicky, but now like I'm pressing my finger in there and that's what kind of product I'm getting on my finger. Did I use it all? I mean, I know I used a lot in that first video, but I mean, did I really use all the product? Yeah, this comes in 0.53 ounces of product. The average is 1 ounce, but I mean, that's kind of normal for a cushion foundation, but in a liquid foundation, you typically get 1 ounce. Yeah, this does stay on pretty well. It's a pretty good product, but for $20, I just don't think it's worth that. Now, one product that I do have good things to say about, and I do highly recommend, is this It's You Skin Perfecting Liquid Foundation, and this is $8.99. So they have 8 shades. It says lightweight, long-wearing, dewy finish, horrible shade selection. I mean, they do have a couple of deeper looking skin tone shades. They look pretty dark on here, but I got the lightest shade. So I'm gonna show you what the lightest shade Golden Beige looks like. This, my friends, is the lightest shade, and this couldn't even match me in my darkest of tan summery shades. So it says it's buildable and easily blendable. Dewy finish allows you to create a seamless glow from within. Provides medium coverage that lasts all day. Looks naturally perfect with this soft and hydrating touch. So it does come in a pump. It's in a tube as well. I never did understand like tube pump packagings. Like, it should be either one or the other. Like, why do you have to have a tube if you got a pump? But this is actually a very, very pretty foundation. It has beautiful coverage. You can build it up to full coverage. It has a really nice like satin matte, demi matte finish. It builds up so nicely. It sits on the skin really nicely. It just looks very photogenic and airbrushed, velvety, filter, like all the good things you can say about a foundation. That's how it looks. Very, very good staying power. It never really gets to a point of being cakey or thick looking. It never really feels super heavy. And it does blend out very, very nicely. I have no issues with that. But I have to use a crap ton of white foundation mixer when I use this, so I kind of don't gravitate towards it a whole lot because of that. The next product I have is another one that I actually really, really do like. So this is the Skin Perfecting HD Concealer. This is $5.99. They have 12 shades, and this one, like, it does go pretty deep. I feel like this shade selection is pretty good. They could definitely go lighter, but I mean, I feel like, especially for under the eyes, like for brightening and stuff, I feel like everyone, aside from a super fair porcelain skin tone, would be able to find a shade in this. So it says instantly blur out the skin imperfections like it's magic. It says it's made to fit your skin. The formula is paraben free and helps to create a smooth and flawless look without creasing. So here's what it looks like. It just comes in a wand, and this is in the shade Ivory. So this is pretty much my skin tone. This doesn't really brighten or anything. I like to use this to mix in with other concealers that are a little bit lighter. So there's what that shade looks like. It's just a nice like neutral slash golden undertone. It's not too yellow or anything. I really, really do like the wand applicator. It's a doe foot applicator, but it has a little divot in the middle to where it holds all the product, and it has also a little slant to it, and it just packs on the product so beautifully, just glides on, it disperses a good amount. This is a very, very good formula. This on me does not crease. Very minimal fading, very, very minimal creasing, if at all, and you can get full coverage out of this. It's very buildable. It never looks cakey. It's very good for under the eyes. It's not too drying. It's not too matte. I just feel like it's a good satin finish concealer, which will work for every skin type. Very, very good formula. Highly recommend it. The next thing I have is this Lit and Glow Luminizer palette. This is $16.99. Ooh, that's a little pricey too. This is the only shade available, and it's super dark. So if you have a fair complexion, you might as well walk away from this one as well. But if you have a deeper skin tone, then this would look really, really pretty. So the formula of these aren't bad, but I just feel like the shades themselves are just way too close in tone. But these two on the end, they're more of a satin finish. They're not super, super glowy or super shimmery or anything. And then this one in the middle is a bit more intense. It has more of like a wet metallic finish to it. Here are what those three shades look like. So on the outer edge are the satin finishes, and then that one is a more shimmery metallic finish. So I could see this being really pretty for someone with a deeper skin tone, but my thing is just that they all look way too similar. So I feel like the lack of differentiation between the shades is what makes this a no-go for me. So the last couple of things I have are lip products, and I actually really do like these. So these are the Velvet Matte Lip Crowns. These are $4.99. There are 12 shades. I feel like 12 is a magic number with this brand. So yeah, 12 shades, and I got 2 of the mauvey rosy tone nude shades as per usual. So this is the shade Antique Rose. These look really, really similar. So these are very smooth, very creamy and buttery. I wouldn't say that they're a matte finish. I would say they're more of just a cream satin finish. And this one's in the shade Rose Blossom, and this one's more of like a purpley undertone shade. It's like a medium mauve with a purple undertone. So there's that shade. That one's Rose Blossom, and then here is the other one. It doesn't set to be a matte finish, so it's not going to stay in place all day long. If you eat or drink, it will come off, but very comfortable feeling, non-drying. And then the last product I have is their signature lip color. So this is just your typical lipstick. This is $5.99, and they have 18 shades. So I got the shade Rose Garden, and again, this is the exact same shade as the other two. This is actually what I'm wearing on my lips right now. I do have a lip gloss over it, but this is pretty much, this is what I'm wearing. So this one is, again, very, very creamy, a little more sheer, and not as like saturated as the lip crayons, but very pretty, good for every day. Again, non-drying, super comfortable, really hydrating, very long wearing, very high quality. I do recommend these as well. That is it for this video on SISTAR Beauty. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you all so much for watching. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. If you want to see more if you want to see me test out more indie brands, make sure you subscribe to my channel. I have a little button right down there in the corner right here where it says subscribe. Go ahead and do that, and then once you do that, hit the notification bell to be notified of all my videos so that you never miss a beat, and I will see you guys in the next one. Mwah.